VWAP is the best trading indicator, and I built a whole strategy revolving around VWAP. This indicator has saved me thousands of dollars, and it truly helps me identify the trend and find perfect entries, exits, and a better edge while trading. So with that being said, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be going into in-depth everything you need to know about it. This will be part 1, and it's going to be a short, simple video, straight to the point. So let's go. Starting off, there are 2 main rules you need to know while trading VWAP. Rule number 1 is you never buy calls under VWAP or puts over VWAP. So VWAP is this yellow line right here. I only use the middle band. So I took off the upper band and lower band. When I say I never buy puts over VWAP, that means while the stock is over like here or anywhere here, anywhere above the yellow line, I do not buy puts. I will just get smashed. Look, I would lose all my money in this candle. Instead, what I like to do is, since we're over VWAP, I'll look for entries for longs. But I'm going to go into that a little deeper into the video. For example, here, we're under VWAP, right? The second we go under VWAP, here I'll be looking to short. I will not be looking to long. Why? We're under VWAP, so I do not buy calls. So for the whole rest of the day, I will not be looking to buy calls. Why? Because we're under VWAP. So up to here is when I'll be looking to buy calls, and over here is when I'll be looking to buy puts because we're over versus under VWAP. And remember, VWAP is a volume-weighted average price of a stock. So basically, it's the average trading price of a stock during the day. So view it as a psychological point. When the average person goes from red on a position to green on a position, or red on a position to break even on a position, what do they usually do? Do they usually get out and be like, oh man, I just gotta stay, let me get out? Or do they usually buy more? They usually get out. Same thing when a person goes from up a lot to even, they usually buy more. So I'm just trading that psychological standpoint, and I'm applying that to my edge with very, very tight stops under VWAP or over VWAP. So it's kind of a psychological game, and we're basically just trading based off the average volume, the average trading price, which is identified through the VWAP in the middle band. I do have it with extended hours on. So let's go into my strategy and kind of the setups that I take based off VWAP. Setup number 1 is a bullish VWAP bounce. So look, we get a break of structure to the upside. What does that mean? It means we get a pre-market high break and we're over VWAP. As we can see, we're over pre-market high, 5-minute close over at the open, and we're over the VWAP. This would be a lot more A+ if it was after 10 o'clock, but it's still okay. So look, 5-minute close over VWAP or over VWAP. This is a flag. Why? Because it's consolidation after a move up. We get a VWAP retest right here, right? VWAP retest. This is my entry for calls. Why? We're over pre-market high. We're over VWAP. This is a retest, meaning we're retesting the entry. This is the entry for longs. So I would take longs on this candle with a stop loss under the yellow line. So my stop loss would be a 5-minute close under. And my stop loss is always a 5-minute candle. Why? Because if it's not, then I'll usually get faked out. So I always have my stop loss as a 5-minute candle under VWAP. Or if it's short, then it'll be a 5-minute candle over VWAP. And after that, I kind of just trade it candle by candle. So right here, I would enter calls with a stop under here, and I would ride it all the way up. I'd probably take some profits, new high of day right here. Probably would take some more profits at that 470 psych level right here, and then I have a trailing stop loss in. So as it's going up, I have a trailing stop loss in. It would probably have gotten hit on this candle. That was an easy 100% trade minimum. So it's simple. I'm just trading the trend, right? Then next, you either look for a bullish VWAP bounce or a 5-minute close under VWAP, and then you take it. Since this candle was red, it's not an A+ bullish VWAP bounce, but this could be identified as one if we didn't get a key level rejection. So you have to look at those key levels. Next thing what happens is we get a 5-minute close under VWAP right here, right? So we get a 5-minute close under the yellow line. Then we get a retest of the yellow line. This is a bearish VWAP reject. So after we just went up on the bullish VWAP retest, this is the opposite setup. So I'm buying shorts on this candle with a stop loss on a 5-minute close over VWAP. So I'm risking maybe 30 cents to make easily $1. What happens? We freaking flush. Easy 300%, easily. Huge downside move right off VWAP. I would take some profits right here on this previous high of day, and then I'd probably take the rest off right here, to be honest, after I saw this green candle. And if I saw this green candle here, I'd get out the rest. So that's the second setup, right? And remember, you always mark your new low of days and your new high of days. So after this, I'm going to mark this area, right? It's a new low of day. Now we're under VWAP, right? The trend is down. What am I going to be watching for? I'm not going to be looking for calls. I don't do that. I don't try and find the bottom of the top. There is so much money to be made in the market if you can just focus on the chunks of the move. Focus on catching, the middles of the move. Like, you guys are trying to catch the whole move when that's so dumb, because what's going to happen is you doing that will most likely make you give back more profits and make more profits. And I'm not saying you should try and hold your runners. You should, but not with your full size. It's good to hold runners and try and get maximum, but you need to also trail at your take profits, because if you don't and they're greedy, you will get absolutely smashed. So instead of just trying to catch the full top and bottom of every single move, only trade the setups that fit in your parameters. So for me, it's this VWAP strategy with your strategy, your parameters, and with your edge. So you're risking a little to make a lot. For VWAP, it really helps me, because think about it. I'm buying at my stop loss. I'm literally buying at my stop loss and trading the trend. Think about it like a bus or a train. If you see a train going super fast on the train track, are you going to jump in front of it and hope it stops? Or are you going to wait for it to stop at the train stop, get on the train, and keep going? Or you can do that analogy with the bus. Are you going to jump in front of a moving bus and hope it stops for you? Or are you going to wait for the bus to stop at the bus stop, get on the bus, and then ride it? So our bus stop is VWAP, and we're just trading those retests. So now look what happens. Trend is down. We get a little bounce. This is okay. This is healthy in a downside move. We get a bounce, but then look at this. 5-minute VWAP retest. We would not short this candle because it's green, but then you get a gravestone doji candle on VWAP, which closed under VWAP. I would short on this candle. Why? It's a bearish VWAP rejection. Also, look at this. The top of this candle is lined up with the bottom of these candles. That's also a really good short indication. So on this 5-minute gravestone doji, I would take shorts with obviously take profit at previous low of day. So I would have taken profits probably here. And yeah, that was literally it. Like, that was it for the day. You're just trading those trend retests. So with 5-minute gravestone doji, the top of VWAP, this was an indication of short. This would have been 3 for 3 in the day with VWAP. It's so crazy. So let's go a little more into it, why not? Okay, let's go on this day. But just so you guys know, usually the first 30 minutes I don't usually do it. And obviously it doesn't work every time. It doesn't have 100% win rate, but it works a lot. It really does. So here, 5-minute close over VWAP. It did not get a retest, right? It did not get any VWAP retest of VWAP, but we get a 5-minute candle close over. We're still in the structure though, guys. Like, when we're still in structure, I don't exactly like it that much. But I mean, technically, like, this could technically be a VWAP retest if you wanted it to, but probably not. This, you're too close to low of day to buy. So I think the setup would probably be looking for a bull flag. Like, maybe you would take a long here and take a small loss, and then try it again here on this 5-minute VWAP retest, and you would have made money here, right? Now you're 1 for 2 in the day, right? You lost money on this one. So now you took this 5-minute VWAP retest. There's also a little bull flag forming here. You made some money. You scaled a high of day, probably like 50-60%. So now we're over VWAP and we're ripping, right? What are we going to look for? First of all, this candle is a gravestone doji. Whenever I see this candle, I get out of my position, especially if it's a long. So now with VWAP, what happens is we get a 5-minute VWAP retest again. This is a long. This is a long, right? We get a VWAP retest after a move up. I could take longs here, and I probably would have gotten a few scales in. Then I stopped in the rest. It's still a nice green trade. And then as far as the next move, we get a 5-minute candle close under VWAP. Most people try and buy calls here, but my strategy tells me no, I'm not going to buy calls here. And look how it saved me. Look how it saved me. Freaking huge downside move down. So you guys always ask me, PB, how do you always know to not take that position? And it's like simple. It doesn't fit my parameters. Like even this was a bit of something news, but even on a day like this, like look, downside, 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 reverse, and look at where we rejected for a little bit, right off VWAP, right off VWAP, then chop days. This is a kind of bad week to do it because it was the Christmas week, one of the lowest volume weeks in the whole stock market. But look at where we bounce off, all these dips. Look at where we bounced off. VWAP. They're all VWAP bounces. And even here, after we ripped $3 and the $2 in a day, we came down $1.30 and we came right back down to VWAP and bounced. Isn't that crazy? Let's go right here. 5-minute close over VWAP retest. After 10 a.m., you get another VWAP retest right here. You could have called it to new high of day. That's easily 40-50%. Or not new high of day, previous high of day retest. Same thing here. Probably would have lost on this one. But then look what happens. 5-minute close under VWAP, right? 5-minute VWAP retest. Short this. Boom. Down we go. Then you would probably did it here and lost. But then, again, 5-minute close under VWAP with the retest. You could have shorted that. 5-minute VWAP retest and a gravestone and doji. Another short. And look at the losses compared to the wins, guys. So yeah, sure, it doesn't have a 100% win rate. Of course it doesn't. But it's got like 60-70% win rate easily. And the wins are way bigger than the losses. Like on this position, on this short, you would have lost 30 cents, right? On this win, you would have won $2. That's like a 1-to-8 risk to reward. 1-to-7, 1-to-8 risk to reward. That's crazy. That is absolutely nuts. Like, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like 5-minute close over VWAP retest, rip. No VWAP retest, 5-minute close under VWAP. Kind of VWAP retest, but didn't exactly touch it. But 10 cents away, I probably would have taken starters. And look at this downside move. That's crazy. That is crazy. Look at where we bounced off here. Break of structure to the upside. Pre-market high-end VWAP retest. Boom, rip. VWAP retest. Boom, rip. VWAP retest. Boom, rip. VWAP retest. Boom, rip. Like, it's crazy. We literally identified the exact level it bounces off if it's going to have a bullish retest bounce. So if you want to identify the trends, if you want to catch those higher quality plays, have VWAP on your charts, watch it. Or at least for me, it helps me a lot. And make sure I always wait for 5-minute closes before stopping out. As far as entries, I usually look at it and like by now I kind of know. Sometimes I wait for closes, sometimes I don't. But like before taking higher conviction, higher size, I'll definitely wait for a close. So yeah, guys, it's that simple. VWAP helps me to identify the trends. It helps me to find the retest, and it helps me have a small stop loss with a big reward. That's how VWAP helps me. And if there's something you should take out of this video is that I follow these rules and I literally just trade the same exact strategy every single day. I don't buy calls under VWAP and I don't buy puts over VWAP, and it has saved me so much money. So as a little recap with the VWAP strategy, remember the bus stop. Don't jump in front of the bus. Instead, wait for the bus to stop at the bus stop and then get on the bus. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is part 1. I will go more into depth of more strategies like this, or kind of this strategy expanded onto more stuff that I use with it, like key level retest, psych level retest, 9 EMA, stuff like that. Drop this video a like. Make sure you guys subscribe. More videos coming soon. And yeah, peace.